what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel, the car shipping business channel. You know that my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your business deserves the latest in automotive transportation news. And so if you're busy, and I know you are, you can skip ahead. In a few minutes, I'm going to give the welcome information and the rundown of the show, and you can check in the video description below this video. There will be time codes. They're not there now, but they will be there soon. There'll be time codes that you can click on and skip ahead to the sections that most interest you. Just remember, do me a favor, please leave a like, share, and tell your friends, and thanks for watching ATI. So, auto remarketing live events. They help auctions, consignors, and services connect and interact in a professional business, industry, and community setting. And have you seen the agenda and the attendees list for the IARA Summer Roundtable? Can you feel the energy? Well, this is going to be an amazing event. It's next week with great people, with industry insight. And so to celebrate that, live on ATI, we have the following event attendees joining the live discussion tonight. We have Becky Anderson of CARS Recon, Joe Miller of AutoIMS, Matt Arias of America's Auto Auction, John Robertson of Ship Your Car Now, Martin Romjue of Bobit Business Media, Dave Sutton of Montway, and the president of CARS Recon and a remarketing industry icon, Ron Hope. So please join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, because it's Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and taking time out of your busy schedule. And hopefully we keep it moving along. In fact, I'm going to say this. If this is your first time here, I want you to feel welcome. Please feel welcome. Auto Transport Intel is a business channel, and the goal is to bring all the verticals together with a focus on transportation. But in automotive, man, if you touch a car, it probably moved. And so I want you to go into the live chat and say hello. I'm going to go into the live chat and say hello, so please post your company name, your name, email, promote your company business, product, and services. Please do that at the quarter hour, and we are live. we surely are. We're live, and anything can happen, and there's the live chat right now. So at the quarter hour, we're going to go into industry news. I love that segment. National news, social media news, front of the store, back of the store, what's being talked about. I have a lot of family photos to share because this is a community, industry, business, professional event, and I'm excited about so many people that I've met this year. And then we're going to bring in Ty. He's my co-host, Fridays on Cars on the Move. He's going to be at the event live next week. So it is It's up to him to help me bring in one by one the IARA Roundtable Energy Panel discussion. We're going to bring in Becky, we're going to bring in Joe, we're bringing in Matt, and then John, and then Martin, and then Dave, and we're going to end with Ron, and we're going to have 9 people total on the screen, and we're going to be hanging out. We're going to talk to each individual, learn more about them, their business, and what at the event they're excited about, and then we're just going to open it up once everybody's in, talk about an overview of the industry. Ron's got a lot of amazing information to share, so I can't say enough about how great I think it's going to be. I just want to go ahead and say, do me a favor, click share, click copy, grab that YouTube link. After you leave a like, send it, text it, email it, share it on social media. If somebody that you think is going to be at the show or would like the show or has anything to do with auctions, send them the link. Man, do not miss out on tonight's show. You know about the live IARA event next week. Do not miss the pre-show event on ATI. Don't forget, you can go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up. Become an ATI insider, get in touch with Ty, and he can help you grow your business and network. That's what we're here for on Auto Transport Intel. We want to help you, so do me a favor, stick around because we're going to be right back. Is your current vehicle imaging process producing inconsistent images? Frustrating? Time-consuming? At the mercy of another vendor's schedule? Well, it doesn't have to be. Black Widow Imaging provides a simple system to capture high-quality images of your vehicles in seconds. Simply align the driver's side tire with the floor stripe. Stop on the floor plate to scan your vehicle code and capture the exterior images. It's that easy. It's also equipped with an interactive 360-degree interior camera option so your customers don't miss any details. The results are fast, consistent 4K images that are delivered to your website in minutes. Let us show you how easy your imaging process can be anywhere in the global supply chain. Visit blackwidow.imaging.com to schedule a live demo. Black Widow Imaging provides high-resolution solutions for OEMs, auctions, dealers, rail, fleet, port, insurance, transportation, and more. Schedule your live demo at blackwidow.imaging.com. I want to thank you so much for taking the time. Again, please do jump in the live chat and say hello. I think it's time to do that now. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I got to back this up, but I'll tell you, I think you see it at the top of your screen, and I just want to give it a shout out. Thank you so much, Ty, for ringing the cowbell. ATI to the moon. Thank you so much, buddy. I'm excited. Man, we talk about trade shows like crazy. We talk about trade shows all the time. Whether we're prepping for the next show, we're at a show, we left a show, we're looking back, we're talking about the people we met. It is an integral part of how we view the industry and networking and growing our business. And I assume that is universal. But in case it's not, we dedicated a whole show to it. So Ty, thank you so much for ringing the cowbell. Let's go back. You see on your screen the current live chat, but I'm backing up. John at Finest Towing and Recovery, he was in here first. What's up, John? By the way, mic check 1, 2, 3. How we doing? Mic check 1, 2, 3. I think we're okay. Please let me know if it's too hot or too cold. Mark Grodicke, SuperFlo Systems. Hey, Jay, looking forward to another great show. Thank you, Mark. I am as well. So I appreciate that so much. Carlos Braxton, ACB Logistics is in the house. What's up, Carlos? Part of the core. Kimberly is here. Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live with your host, Jay. That would be me. Join the live chat. Say hi. Ask your questions. Post your company information. Share your knowledge. Thank you so much. We are so glad you're here. Super Dispatch is here. Hey, what's going on, Super Dispatch? Tonight's panel does look great. I know. I'm really excited. I've been working like crazy on putting this show together. Wow. So I hope it pays off. I know it's going to. It's going to be amazing. I can just, once we hit, here's the good news. I got to talk for like 40 minutes, and then once we hit that starting gate, man, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to leave it up to Ty. Ty's going to run the show. Ty's like, what? Dave Sutton, Jay, looking forward to tonight's show. Dave, we're looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much. Dave, thank you for taking the time. We picked up Dave today. It's been kind of crazy. So Dave, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And Dave's been on the show before and instrumental in the car program. So real lucky to have him. Joe Miller's on the show already, ready to rock and roll. What's up, Joe? AutoIMS is in the house. Joe is also on the panel tonight. And that's right, Ty. We are back. And we are back. We're going again. Auto Transport Intel live. Tuesday Nights Live. Take 2. Okay. Got that out of the way. Very good. Visdog is here. What's going on, Visdog? It says hello in the live chat. Silvermint, how's it hanging? What's up? ATI fam. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and saying hello. Fast Eddie's in the house. John Larrick's in the house. What's up, John Larrick? Thank you for saying hello and tuning in. I really do appreciate that. Victor Osumwegi. Newbie here. Getting my brand new setup next month. Still wondering if I should get a 4 or 5 car trailer for Hot Shot. Great. Thanks for tuning in, saying hello. Here's what you want to do. Let me grab the... Go ahead and sign up with ATI. I'll put in the... let's see. Here's what you can do. Go to ATI, and then I'm putting it in the live chat. And there's the live link in the live chat. Go to autotransportintel.com. Click on sign up. Become an ATI insider. Talk to Ty. And start networking. And let us know what else you're looking for. We've got video series and all kinds of stuff. The sound is good. Thank you so much. Tim Scatulus is here. What's going on, Tim? Mac Dog is here. What's up, Mac Dog? Oh, man, awesome. Dwayne Swan. Dwayne, good evening. What's going on? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sophia Dukes is here. What's going on? And there's Super Dispatch ringing the bell. Thank you, Super Dispatch. Super Dispatch, thanks ATI. Move cars faster and apparently without paperwork with Super Dispatch. Thank you guys so much for ringing the cowbell and saying hello. I appreciate the enthusiasm, participation, support, and greetings. John Robertson. Good evening, everybody. Happy to be on the call tonight. Looks like a great show tonight as usual. Thank you, John. We're happy to have you here. Last Tuesday night, John Robertson and the Shipper Now crew and the Powerhouse Automotive Professionals panel was here. Dealer City. Holy cow. That was an amazing show. That is it. That was an amazing show. It was so amazing I referenced it today in a meeting. I was having a meeting and I was like, you want to do a great show? Check out last Tuesday night with Ship Your Car Now live demo. That was an amazing show. So thank you so much. Really happy to have you be a part of it. We got industry news coming up next. I don't want to be too late. So if you've got any more cowbell, live chat, company promotion, I don't know what it is that you want to share, but the live chat is a great opportunity to do that. As I mentioned on LinkedIn, let's say you're short on change and you're like, man, I really want to advertise on Auto Transport Intel. The live chat is free. There, I said it. Secret's out. Go ahead and put it in the live chat. You can share a link. If it doesn't go through, I can see if I can help you out. Put a phone number, email address. What are you looking for? Are you a dealer looking for carriers? Are you a carrier looking to connect to the auction? Are you an OEM? And you're like, man, I got a question. Does chip shortage affect auto transport? As a matter of fact, we have answers to that too. We have experts, advertisers, interviews, panel discussions. We have it all. So do me a favor, stick around because right after this, we're going to go into industry news and you're not going to want to miss it.
You know the value of a hard day's work because you're out there living it. Long hours, hard days, and a dollar that doesn't stretch as far as you'd like. But what if you had more time at home? What if you had more money at the end of the month? Where is it that your mind wanders on long, open roads? What is it that nags you at night? How could your life be better? More money? More freedom? Less stress? What if I told you I could help you spend less time on the road while making more money? What if I told you that you could plan your next trip in under 2 minutes? Both of these things are true with Dispatch Center. Turn the corner with us. Start your next chapter today.
Save valuable time finding the right loads faster. That's Dispatch Center by SuperFlo. Get signed up, get logged in, and make your load management life easier with dispatchcenter.com. And thank you very much. And look at this. I see some more happening. I see some cowbell. We got John at Finest Towing Recovery throwing down. Thank you, John. And I really do appreciate it, buddy. John has been with us for a while. He's been in the roundtables, John and Luann. We were here they were up in New Jersey, and they moved into Florida talking about the rates and loads and customers. And Luann was on Women in Auto Transport. And so thank you so much, Finest Towing Recovery. We do appreciate it. And I even think John sent me a picture, and I think that's in the photo album tonight in Industry News, which is coming up next. So thank you so much, John. Mark Grodicke, SuperFlo Systems. Dispatch Center ringing the cowbell. Check out Dispatch Center and build a trip with Route Scout. So Mark at SuperFlo works hard to build technology and connect the Christmas tree lights of the needs of the various verticals so that you have smarter technology working for you, whether you're a broker with a CRM, a transporter looking for a load board, a dispatcher that needs to manage the loads. SuperFlo Systems doesn't just have Dispatch Center. Man, they got more. They got the Auto Quoter. In fact, you're going to see more about the Auto Quoter tonight. Visit transportautoquoter.com. That's TAQ, Larry the Llama, coming up. So thank you so much, Mark. Do appreciate it. Let's do some industry news. You know, it's Tuesday Nights Live in a row, consecutively. This is number 203. 203 in a row. IARA Roundtable Energy. I put this show together. This is a concept show. And my concept was this, is that people, organizations, groups work so hard to put together a trade show, right? And everything that goes into it. And then after a couple days, it's over. You know what? It is so much work and it is so important. How about we celebrate the week before? And if we do a good enough job, can we celebrate the week after? I don't know. We're going to find out. But at least we're celebrating the week before. It's IA Roundtable Energy. And let me tell you more about it. So this is starting next week, starting Tuesday. Tuesday is mostly committee meetings, but Wednesday and Thursday they're going to have an agenda. We're going to look at that tonight as well. It's the IARA 20th anniversary of the IARA International Automotive Remarketers Alliance. The event is next week in San Antonio, and it is on. Here's information about COVID. This came out, I believe, last week, and observing guidelines, but this thing's happening. And look at that. You know what? I don't know. I don't know if you'll need your mask, but you can go to, it's the Riverwalk. It's the San Antonio Riverwalk. Man, that's going to be amazing. And you know, I'm not even going to be there, and I'm excited. But I'm going to be here managing the channel, and I'll be roping people in with the help of Ty, and that's what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about roping people in. You know, I talk about the auto transport industry ecosystem, and I talk about the verticals as I've identified it. OEMs, auctions, dealers, shippers, services, brokers, carriers, equipment, regulations, and loads. Well, as I see it, tonight's show, we're going to focus on auctions and services as it pertains to dealers, shippers, and loads. And there might be a little more than that, but that's as I see it. You know, back of the store, front of the store, back of the store, transport parking lot, front of the store, that's where the dealer sells the cars. The two are more connected than ever in the 2021 year of the hybrid as it is with the digital meets the physical. You know, as I say, when the auction is a packed house, you'll find Ty in the clubhouse. Don't forget to check out in Clubhouse, Ty Thompson, at Ty Transport Guy. Find him. We connect dealers, auctions, and carriers live. Well, you could be a part of that too, so contact Ty. Now, kicking off, moving into the conference, I shared this on LinkedIn. I'm glad so many people saw it the same way I did, and that is that, man, it's great to have conferences back. This was June. This was CAR conference. Actually, several of the people on the show tonight I saw and met at that conference. That's how conferences are. They grow and you build and you network. And there's Maria Acuna. I shared this post. She had talked about cryptocurrency and dropped the mic. Thank you, Maria Acuna, for doing that. We have live demonstrations, which ironically, this live demonstration was then a internet demonstration live on ATI last Tuesday night. Thank you, John. And we have business meetings in hotel rooms. That's what we do. And then we meet at the demo and continue the conversation and party and grow. And then we share the good news. This was Cars on the Move. CARS Recon, who we met at CAR, then came on Cars on the Move. We had Damien and Becky. Becky's with us tonight. And what about Carrier Dealer Remarketer? We've got auto remarketers on the show tonight. That was a few months ago. And then Black Widow. We got photo albums with Black Widow and their users, clients, customers, and dealers. How about ViLOG, Auto Transport Asset Tracking on Auto Transport Intel. That's a happy group. Women in Auto Transport. That was huge. What a great show. Right? And it's, if you can't network live, you may as well do it online. And then this was, actually the IARA was on Auto Transport Intel. I think that was February or March. And then here's Dave Sutton, lower right corner. He's on the show tonight. And we're in touch with Tony Long. Shout out to Tony Long. What's going on, Tony? In fact, I don't even think this has been seen. Excuse me. This is a frame from the moderation panel, the transportation and logistics panel that was part of the IARA virtual event in March. And thank you so much for IARA for allowing me to have the microphone for an hour, and with that panel, that was amazing. This is last Tuesday night show, the Ship Your Car Now show. Why am I showing my photo album live on ATI? Because it's a living photo album when you go to the trade show. At no other time can you see so many automotive business professionals that you want to talk to, network with, listen to, laugh with. Here's Penny Wana. She couldn't make it tonight. Joe Miller. This is Maria Acuna of Big Valley Auto Auction. Now, I'm just going to say, Maria couldn't be here with us tonight, and I want to say our thoughts are with her and her family. It's tough. That's tough stuff. And Auction Academy, thank you for introducing us to Big Valley Auto Auction and helping us host a show on Auto Transport Intel. Maria said, "Give it to me straight. Don't beat around the bush. Let's have a great time." And then this is from Joe at Finest Towing Recovery. Joe, did you mention that, so your brother is in this, and there was something else, I think, personal to you in this photo. And so that's the thing, is that, yes, we're mixing business with community and relationships and our companies and our information. It's all in one. That's what makes these live events so fascinating and important. And hey, Chris, thank you, buddy. Thank you for ringing the cowbell. I really do appreciate it. And it is, yeah, thanks, Joe. I don't know what to say. But I know it's important to say something. So, yeah, she was really fun to have on the show. Let's look at the attendees. There are so many attendees. View the registered attendees. Look at this. Okay, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. And it keeps growing. I don't know how high that number will be by the time the event starts next week. And this was on the website. This is your opportunity to become engaged with IARA, to interact with industry colleagues, and to evolve both personally and professionally. Let's join together to help remarketing recover and stay strong. Hear, hear. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on Tuesday Nights Live for car shipping news. Automotive transportation meets the rest of the industry. It's wonderful to have you here. I really do appreciate it. Put it up on the big screen. You can do that. You can cast it with the technology it is today. So I want to welcome you to one of my favorite segments on every Tuesday night. This is Are You a Car Shipping Guru? You know, you can play the game. You go to dispatchcenter.com/Ask Larry. Are you a car shipping guru? Well, ask Larry. We got 5 questions. You ready to play along? Here we go. Harley Davidson's live wire is powered by electricity, gasoline, diesel, or solar. Ooh. Live wire. All right. I'm going to go with wire gives away electricity, although it could be solar. That's a tough one. Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's cool, man. Thank you. And thank you. I'm sure you're already in touch with Ty. And gosh, I don't know. Anybody have a guess? I'm gonna for the record, I'm gonna guess electric. I'm gonna go with electricity because solar sounds harder to build, but somebody will build that. All right. We don't do the answers on Tuesday nights. We do the answers on Thursdays at 1 o'clock on Dispatching Live, so join us for that. Here we go. Oh, Joe's got it. Flux capacitor. Of course. Well played, Joe. Yeah, Joe. All right, and then John says electric. Here we go. Number 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2020 Tesla Model X from Ashburn, Virginia to Blossom, Texas? $725, $930, $1140, $1395. How do you price a car shipping move? Where do you get the prices at? Right? You know, a car shipper's thinking, how do you come up with this stuff? Do you just look at the map? Do you throw a dart? Is it based on fuel? Is it based on time? Well, it's based on all of that. Your vehicle, how the off-routeness of your move, the time of year, etc. And Larry, the Quotify Llama. Alexa, open Quotify. Larry, TransportAutoQuoter.com, knows this stuff. And he wants to help. Thank you, Larry. We do appreciate it. Here we go. Blank was home to the first Ford dealership, which opened in 1903. San Francisco, Detroit, Toledo, or New York City. First Ford dealership in 1903. Dealership. Wow. Oh yeah, Ty's talking about the parts. Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. Joe got it. That's awesome. Silvermints at $3,175. That wasn't on there, right? $3,175? Okay. Just making sure. You never know. I mean, first Ford dealership going once, going twice. Nobody? Okay. Try the veal. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2020 Chevy Bolt from Electric City, Washington to Powersville, Missouri? 565, 850, 1190, or 1550. I call out those numbers for the podcast listeners. If you're on podcast, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, but Ty is negotiating. Well, how about this? Will you do it for $25 off? That sounds like the load boards. The load boards I love. Here we go. What is a BEV? Is it a back engine vehicle, a battery electric vehicle, a braking engine vehicle, or a broadband electric vehicle? Or is it short for beverage? Huh? All right. Yeah, I went to the IARA and I got the BEV on the ASAP. Okay. Okay, that was fun. All right, so I tell you what, it is 11:30. We're just in time for what? Oh yeah, you want to go sign up for the ATI Insider? Do that. You just go to autotransportintel.com. When you see that, click the sign up button. Get on the email. We sure do appreciate it. Get in touch with Ty. Get on the roundtable and find out how we can help you. I'll tell you what, after this, we got the second half of industry news. Stick around. I'll be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
You must be exhausted worrying about delivering on the daily schedule, making sure everyone knows where to find the cars they need, knowing exactly where and when the cars need to go, and ensuring customers will get them on time. ViLOG uses the most advanced technologies to ease your worries. It shows you where each and every car is and tracks their entire delivery process from start to finish. ViLOG can also help optimize your logistics and processes. It can even notify you in real time of any vehicle exceptions. And the best part is, you can start immediately with no setup required. ViLOG is a ready-to-use service available on the web and mobile phone. You can get started today at vlog.io.
What are you having trouble tracking? OEM auction, dealer, carrier, rail, port, ro-ro fleet. ViLOG virtual asset tracking solutions help you manage your vehicles in real time. Visit VILOG.io. Thank you all for the comments in the live chat. Thank you so much. Gator Audio. 3, too funny. Love that kind of stuff. It's so great. I don't know what exactly he's referencing, but I do love it. And thank you all for tuning into the show. It is time. Are you ready? We're only a couple minutes late. Let's go into the second half of industry news. Here we go. Ford Bronco roof issues worsen, some production delayed. That's going to affect everybody. Customers are told Ford will replace all molded-in color hardtops because of quality issues. The automaker, in a letter to customers, said the molded-in color hardtops on both 2-door and 4-door Broncos suffer from a quality issue. That blows. That creates an unsatisfactory appearance when exposed to extreme water and humidity. The automaker said it doesn't expect replacement roofs until October. It will begin notifying owners of a delivery timetable in September. We are embarrassed. We didn't catch this sooner. News of escalation marks issues with roof supplier Wabasto. There's your making the news. And then the article goes on. It's our goal to ensure the product always meets customers' expectations. In fact, the imperfections are microscopic. But it still made the news. North Carolina suspends Carvana vehicle sales at Wake County locations for 6 months. You heard this? I think you heard this. Used car dealership known for its giant vending machine can't sell cars in Wake County till early next year. The state of North Carolina suspended Carvana's dealer license for the Raleigh location until January 29th. It's part of an agreement the company reached with the state attorney general's office following an investigation by the DMV. Documents show the hearing determined Carvana failed to deliver titles to the DMV, sold motor vehicles without a state inspection, and issued out-of-state temporary tags and plates for vehicles sold to customers in North Carolina. Ouch. But, I'm assuming, we get busy. We're trying to serve customers. Anyways, I'm not making excuses, but I'm also not coming down with a full hammer. There's an agreement, and they're going to try and do their best to rectify the situation. Ford says chip shortage to delay some Mustang Mach-E deliveries at least 6 weeks. Another one? The automaker's been plagued by chip-related delays and production cuts for months. At the end of the second quarter, Ford said it had 60,000 to 70,000 unfinished vehicles sitting on lots awaiting chips and related components. Keep Truckin' launches new AI dashcam featuring industry-leading accuracy to proactively prevent accidents, increase safety and efficiency. Doing what? How's that work? Instantly detect unsafe driving with unrivaled accuracy. Alert drivers in real time. Stop looking down. Stop looking down. Stop. Okay. Distracted driving is responsible for 87% of preventable crashes. And they can reduce accidents by up 30%. Stop looking down. Okay. Milking it. Keep Truckin' network of over 400,000 connected vehicles. 400,000 connected vehicles right through the ELD? Dang, dude. These AI dashcams are worth millions of dollars, says the CEO at Reliable Carriers, which is North America's largest enclosed auto transport company and a Keep Truckin' customer. There's simply no price you can put on how valuable these cameras are to our business. Rivian is in talks for $5 billion Texas plant. A site near Fort Worth is the front runner among other states and cities under consideration. Yeah, see, don't go spending the cash just yet. It's still under consideration. And I think Elon said something like, make sure your first facility is profitable before you go for the second one. Just saying. Which is interesting because at the Tesla, I don't know. What is this? The Tesla Community blog forum? Which is where all Tesla, let me back that up. Many Tesla buyers are eagerly sharing the information of how they're so eagerly waiting. The online portal's been useless for information, he says. I suggest trying to get through different people on the online chat or SA Delivery Center. Okay, yeah, hold the phone. This is a web page for Tesla soon-to-be owners. They've already purchased, I believe, and they're waiting, and they're wondering where it is. So they're blogging on a blog forum about where's my car. There's not a better system than and he says, I've resigned myself to the fact I won't be getting my car when I was told. It's going to be at least a few weeks after that. Really? And then this guy says, don't you have a VIN or your booking invoice online? So it's 2021 and we're still using a blog to find out what's going on with our car. That's pretty sweet. It's about as sweet as having no internet. Have you played the dinosaur game? Nothing like an upgrade. I just want to thank everybody. Thank everybody on the for listening to the podcast. Really do appreciate it. We now have Spain and Germany neck and neck for second and third place behind the United States in listeners and downloads. I really do appreciate that. I also want to thank everybody on LinkedIn that enjoyed the Where Automotive Meets Transportation share. This is from Sky Hallman at One Auction View. He shared the logo, put together a little image. I would be happy to share your company information. Give a little shout out to Auto Transport Intel, Tuesday Nights Live, share it on LinkedIn, and wherever. Share it anywhere, and let's collaborate. It's great stuff. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I do want to say I'm so excited about the IARA Summer Roundtable next week. If you're just joining, it's still not, you're just in time. You're 40 minutes into the show. We're near the end of industry news. We're going to crank up the panel here in a few minutes. Yes, this is day one. So day one is Tuesday. That's committee meetings. But really, the event starts on the 25th, Wednesday. You have meetings in the morning. You got your keynote at 1:50 with Josh Linkner. An afternoon panel with, hey, is that Joe Miller? The Joe Miller that's going to be on the show tonight. Joe Miller is a moderator of the first panel discussion at 3:55. Guidebooks, finger on the pulse of the market. That's incredible. And then day two, the next day, Thursday, the 26th. Here's the agenda. You've got, we've got, emerging marketplaces at 10:30 with Bill Zadites. Tony Long at 1:25 with IARA information. Oh, there's an awards luncheon. And then e-vehicles with Steve Greenfield of Automotive Ventures at 2:05. Wow, and then a closing keynote with Charlie? Holy mackerel. I can't believe I'm not going to be there. I'm so bummed. Go to IARA.biz and click on conferences. That's how you get more information. Look at all those, you know those names. ACV, AutoIMS, IAA, Montway, CARS, Auction Edge, Copart, Car Lots, Mannheim. So many sponsors in so little time. But on our show tonight, we have Becky Anderson of CARS Recon. CARS Recon is a sponsor at the event. There's some social media from CARS Recon talking about headlight restoration. AutoIMS with the transportation superpowers. They're a sponsor at the event. Joe's on the show tonight. Ty talking about a packed house at America's Auto Auction. We got Matt Arias on the show tonight. Check 1, 2. Martin. Auto Transport Intel Industry News. Take something. We got Martin Romjue of Bobit Business Media. He's the editor of Vehicle Remarketing. Visit vehicleremarket.com. Been talking about IARA. He's going to be there. He's on the show tonight. Auto Transport Intel 4 times a week, Tuesday nights live. Don't miss DOT compliance, Wednesdays at noon. We talk about how we doing. We're going to look at the trailers. Are they loaded okay? Honey, what's he doing? Oh, he's loading it? All right, well, does he know what he's doing? We are going to talk about truck inspection tech. Actually, tomorrow, we've got Michael from UVI. He's going to give some information about their inspection systems and tech. That's live on DOT Compliance tomorrow. And Michael, thank you for sharing that on LinkedIn information. Lots of people. We're going to have several people tuning in for that. We got Dispatching Live on Thursdays. Craziness with load board search. We throw dice. We got problems. And in fact, this Thursday is a continuation. We had Bitchin' Camaro Part 1 last Thursday. Oh, man. Sue is on fire. Oh, you got to tune in, man. That's going to be crazy. And then Cars on the Move on Fridays. Dealers, Auctions, and Carriers with Ty. That's going to be Friday at noon. In fact, we've got the Melting Block of Ice with Tim again. How's that inventory doing? Oh, it's moving? Is it melting or is it moving? Dealers and Carriers with Tim, Ty. That's going to be great. Hey, if you missed it, I was telling you about it, do not forget, after the show, go watch Ship Your Car Now live demo. That was last Tuesday night. That was amazing. Next week, we have Black Widow, the Easy Button show. That's going to be awesome. And in fact, that Black Widow Easy Button show coincides with the eve of the IARA Summer Roundtable. IARA Summer Roundtable. Did I get all the? And so that's going to be a great show. We got a special Black Widow live event actually on Wednesday at noon. So we're still working on that. Just out of production. Oh yeah, out of production. Really, Gator? That is fantastic. All right, I'll tell you what. Here's what time it is. I still think the audio looks a little loud, but I'm going to go with it. And no one's been complaining. But, oh, yeah, man, I just met Matt today. He's going to be on the show. I'll tell you what. Here's what we got to do. I need to, before I go any further, I'm going to get, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to get Ty, and then we're going to get the show rolling. Stick around. We're going to be right back. AutoIMS and ConditionReports.com are pleased to introduce the TransportCR mobile app. Auctions, consignors, and dealers who engage independent transporters now have an affordable tool to hold all parties accountable when unexpected damages arise. Inspection photos, geotagging, date and timestamps, and user-specific authentication all ensure transparency and accountability. Install the TransportCR app or contact info@conditionreports.com. Auctions, consignors, and dealers now have the authentication tool. Go to your app store and install TransportCR app. And if you have questions, info@conditionreports.com. Thank you for jumping into the live chat. Here's what we got going on. I see everybody piling in now. Ty is going to help me kick off the panel. So here comes Ty. Drum roll, please. And I know I don't really give much. There's hardly any warning. It's like you're in the theater and suddenly I'm telling you to set down the popcorn and come up on stage. I meant popcorn. Here we go. Ty, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. How about you?
I can see you. I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Mic check 1, 2, 3.
So today I had a random, you know how we always just put my phone number out there?
I know, right? Yeah.
So today I had a random phone call out of the blue, and it's good because it challenged me. But it was a lady. She wants to become a broker, and she's looking for a course to take. It's an all-inclusive course that tells her step-by-step detail on how to be an auto broker, right? So she's asking me this and that, and I said, well, I don't know that there really is one that I'm aware of. She even brought up Reload Geek, so she's done some homework, right? Where I'm going with this is I'm really excited about tonight's show because this is where I live, right here, where we're going tonight. This is where I love. I live, I eat it, I breathe it, and that's why you always see me on Fridays in the transport parking lot at an auction. So this lady is looking for answers, and that's good. That's what we're here for. But at the same time, I've come across this new thing that I say: if you want to be in the car hauling business, start out how to leave it. How do you want to be gone? How do you want to end it, right? Rather than just, I got a truck and trailer and I need a load board and a dispatcher. Well, at the end of 5 years or 1 year, if you make it 1 year, what do you have? You got a used truck and a used trailer. So the reason that I like the people that are on here tonight is because they know a lot about not only just the auction, which is amazing in and of itself, but they know a tremendous amount of car dealers. And they generally, for the most part, will back what I say, the fundamentals. What's the fundamental? Car dealers sell cars.
What's interesting, right? Mic drop is that when you like video emoji special effect, many storytellers will say actually the same thing. You've got to know your ending if you're going to build a great story.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting concept, and you've been talking about this. And I'll tell you, I think you actually get some people's attention because there are folks that we know have talked about, they're not startups, but they're growing, and they're thinking, how do I grow it so I can sell it?
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I say, well, you may have kids, and they may be interested in the family business. You hear Jay talk about the family business. You may have a niece, a nephew, a cousin, I don't know. You may want to just sell it and be done with it. You had enough. But at the end, there's this thing called blue sky. Blue sky, in my opinion, is your client base. If you're a car hauler, you got your trucks, your trailers, your shop, your property, you got the physical hard assets. The blue sky is I've got this many clients that call me every day, every week, every month, every year to do the same thing. And I've got reports that show they're real. Get it?
And in fact, that is when somebody buys a business or sells a business. In fact, if you buy a business and there's not much blue sky, what did you buy?
Yeah, exactly. So that, again, tying it back into tonight's show, and by the way, thanks for having me on. I got a little sad last time you had them all on. We talked about it. You consoled me, right? I'll get you on the next one. It's okay. Don't cry. Remember that?
Yeah, I've left you out of a few parties.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy it, but I do everything. And I'll tell you what, let me tell you, I'm sad. I'm not going to be there. What in the world am I doing throwing this giant party? Well, I didn't throw the party, but I'm throwing a side party to the big party, and I'm not even going to be there. So I'm sad about that. But we have a purpose. We have something we got to do.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it'll benefit everybody.
I think so.
So I'm excited. Well, so who do we got next?
And I've been hammering that message, so I tell you what, let's do this. All right, Becky, get ready, Becky. Go ahead and mute that YouTube audio. Nobody else do that. Becky, here comes Becky. Bring on down. What do they say on The Price is Right?
Come on down.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on IARA Roundtable Energy. Becky will be in here in a second. We heard the doorbell. People are still commenting in the live chat. Feel free to do that. Dave Sutton, did Keeley model for the superhero in the ad? I think so, Dave. And now Becky's got, she's finishing, fine-tuning the finishing adjustments on the amplifier and getting ready. You know, Ty, the thing is, when we talk about trade shows, it's interesting. I kind of go into a zone of, and I've been hammering this like for the last day or two, is what this is really all about. You know what this is about? Tonight's show, and I think I said it earlier. There is so much work that goes into these shows, and so many people that I thought, why isn't there a pre-party? How can I help? Right? And so everybody on the show tonight is an attendee, except for me.
Wow. Well, that's good. And, you know, the thing, I've kind of been reluctant to promote, you know, kind of our core guys to go to some of these. This one here, maybe the next one that I want all of our little core guys to show up at. I'm excited to go to see the relationships that we build, and to bring those back and pass them on to our friends. So I think I'm excited just to get to hang out with these people. Hey, there she is. Where'd she go?
She's joining. She's double checking everything. There she is. There's Becky.
Hi.
Hey, what's going
Hello.
on?
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Well,
we'll get it here in a minute.
And that's it. I've been on the phone. Well, before I explain that, Becky, will you please say hello to the Tuesday Nights Live audience? Tell us a little bit more about you and CARS Recon, please.
Well, hello, and thank you guys for having me on tonight. I know this show was well thought out and a great idea, so I appreciate it. I am Becky Anderson. I'm with CARS Recon, and I'm the Director of Client Services. And kind of just what we are and what we do is we provide services to the auto auction. So we provide labor, management, and materials for reconditioning services to the auctions, detail, paint and body, mechanical. And we've even done, we even do some sale day arbitration and lot operations, consulting, things like that. So we want to provide the services to the auction so that sale day goes smooth, that, they're able to sell lots of cars and be profitable.
Big deal. That is really important. Ty, that's close to your heart, isn't it? You're at the auction all the time.
Yeah. Well, and we talk about repos, and Jay threw away his repo hammer, right? But who's been to a repo yard and picked up a repo and thought you might want to put a suit on before you get in it, right? We pick it up, we drop it off at the auction, and what do they do with it? We don't care. We're just transport guys. Well, we should care. And the reason we should care is because if we're doing our job right, there's a good chance we might pick that car back up again, take it somewhere else.
That's right.
So
that's where the reconditioning comes in.
That's where the reconditioning. And so the auctions, tell us more about that. So why does the auction have to clean a car? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I thought the consignor. Okay, what's a consignor?
What is a consignor? that has been the topic of conversation, hasn't it?
Huh?
Well, I mean, the car, obviously, a clean car is going to sell for more. It's going to bring more value, more retail value, more MMR, and we want those cars to be clean. I mean, nobody's going to buy a dirty car. They look a lot prettier when they're shined up. Mm-hmm. And so the reconditioning is very important to the whole process.
Now,
and
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you say you supply people. Now, are you supplying products and systems as well, or is it more people?
What do you mean?
Products, like, do you have the special CARS Recon cleaner, or do you?
We do. Yeah. So we have. I mean, we have a process that we use, and reconditioning, and we've used it. I mean, we've been around since 2003, so we've been in a lot of auctions and provided a lot of reconditioning services for the auctions. And
right. So here's a good one for you. So at some of the auctions I hang out, average 800 to 1,000 cars a week in a sale.
Okay.
Of those 800 to 1,000, I don't know how many are dealer, came from the dealership. They had their detail guy clean them up and just run them to the auction. But I'm guessing to try to even, let's say it's half of 800, 400 cars. I don't know, is that a lot of cars to clean in a week, or is that too high, too low?
Well, it depends on the auction. I mean, it depends on the amount of cars that the auction runs through it. So we have auctions that, we may do 400 a week. We have auctions that we do better than 1,000 a week. So
you guys have the ability to put the process system into an auction to clean detail up to 1,000 cars in a week?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's a lot.
And we don't just do detail. I mean, we started off initially in a detail shop, but we also do paint and body repairs and mechanical work as well. So it depends on the auction. It depends on their needs and, kind of where their pain point is. So you're raising your hand. Over here.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so when you go to an auction, there's buildings on the property.
Sure.
Okay, so you have your main building, which are what we call the lanes. That's where the clean cars go through. That's where the dealers hang out, the auction, the ring man, all the noise, the bells.
Yeah, all the activity. That's where the excitement
is. The lanes, and usually the lanes are attached to the main office, right?
Sure.
Okay, and somewhere else on the property, there's other buildings. So my question would be, I'm assuming you go to an auction, they already have a building for you to do the work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean, we're not providing the space to do the work. We're providing the management, we're providing the labor, and we're providing the materials for them.
And then you guys are in direct relationship with the auction.
Absolutely. That's my job.
Okay, and then the auction's in direct relationship with the consignor remarketer.
That's correct. But we're all serving the same customers.
Right. There you go. That's
Right.
that's okay. Even down to Ty, the transport guy in the transport parking lot.
Sure.
I am still serving the same customer, which is the consignor or the remarketer. Is that right?
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, if they're not happy, then we're not doing our job. They're not happy with the auction. So we're all, we're all there to serve the same customer.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the weeds, and we're going to talk about the stresses, the challenges, the opportunities. Go ahead.
And to do that, camera one,
Whoa.
here comes.
Here we come.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Hey, Joe, I don't see you in the. So let me do this. Because Joe is next.
We got to have Joe.
And I don't know if he rang.
Joe has to be here.
I don't know if he
Joe's
rang.
not here. I'm leaving.
Joe, turn on your camera.
I don't think Joe rang the doorbell the normal way. I don't know if he's trying to come in through a window or a chimney, but Joe Miller is next, and it's a perfect time. And I like how, Ty, what you did is you set that up. You brought it back home. Because we get folks that are like, guys, I thought you were talking about auto transport. What did we just say? We all have the same customers.
Becky did that, not Ty. No, that goes to Becky. She pulled that one. That was
Becky
good.
Gets, it was instrumental.
We're all serving the same customer. And the same customer. So this is where I was going. While we're waiting for Joe, I don't want to get too far ahead. So if I do,
Oh, he's here. Maybe.
And away we go.
Hello.
I love the back screen, man. I love it. It's beautiful.
It's awesome.
It is.
That's our transportation chain of custody superhero.
Wow, that's good. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Ty, how are you? Hi, Becky.
So excited.
Hi, Joe.
I really am.
Hey,
I thought
Joe.
about it all day.
This is just going to get harder and harder for each subsequent panelist to say hello to everyone. So the show's going to be over in like 2 seconds.
That's right.
Views just plummeted.
Right.
So, Joe, please do us all a favor. Say hello to the Tuesday Nights Live audience. Tell us a little more about you and AutoIMS.
Yes, I'll say hello again for those of you I've seen before. Thanks for having me back, Jay. Great to be here. Vice President of Client Experience for AutoIMS. The IMS is Inventory Management System. The core of our system is inventory, connecting those elusively defined consignors, the commercial customers of auto auctions, mostly non-dealer customers, to the big physical auto auctions of North America. And so, it's software around inventory management, but it's also a bunch of ancillary connections, data connections to third parties like transporters and all sorts of others, title providers, you name it. And then ancillary technology services to go with that as well.
Whoa, that's huge.
That is.
That's a lot.
Inventory management systems.
Man. I like the way you explain that too, because I hadn't put that together, so you just spelled it out for me, literally.
Yeah, and Ty kind of alluded to it earlier, right? Ty, you were sort of, by the way, can I just say, I don't know you yet. I can't wait to meet you in 3D in next week at the conference, Ty, but you are maybe the most naturally curious person I've had the pleasure of talking to in some time. And that is, you must be very successful. That curiosity serves you well, I'm sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm looking forward to meeting you, by the way.
Yeah, we'll have a good time in San Antonio. By the way, IARA is just such a great meeting every year. I've done it. I've been here 13 years this year, and I've gone to every single one. And by far, don't tell anybody. Don't tell Martin at Bobit. Don't tell anybody else. But it's my favorite. It's my favorite event each year because it's a little bit more intimate, and they always do a great job with it. And it goes quick, and it's action packed. So we're gonna have a great time next week.
Awesome.
I like how go to the live chat. Don't tell Martin Bobit.
No, the car conference is great. They kind of kick off the year. Bobit does a wonderful job, but there's just something about the tight knit sort of and the focus, and something about the way IARA, there's the concept around IARA. Oh, leads me back to the previous point about the consignor base. So Ty, you were mentioning that, how many of these cars at the auction are dealer cars, because presumably they show up pretty clean. And, the other assumption maybe you make is a dealer is going to look right through the dirt to see the car that they can sell for the most money. No, we're all human, right? I mean, I've never run a dealership, full disclosure, but at the end of the day, to Becky's point, a clean car sells, a car that runs, a car with tires that you can see the actual tread on, that kind of thing, a windshield that's not broken, all of that good stuff. So in a normal year, any given auction, the balance is going to be different from one auction to the next, but it can be at least as much as 50 and sometimes more than 50% is that commercial consignment. And that's the cars that are coming off a repo yard or coming right out of a rental lot, off lease cars. There's a whole range of vehicles that come through those commercial channels and need a lot of love, and also need a lot of remote sort of insight to what is the love that is being performed on each vehicle, what recon is done, and they need to approve repairs and all of that stuff remotely. So that's one of the reasons we exist, is to help facilitate that.
Wow, that's fast. Yeah, Ty.
Sorry, Jay, I'm cutting in front of you.
No, good.
Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, man, get out of my space. You said something earlier. Inventory management systems helping large consignors, large remarketers bring their inventory to the physical auction. Now, I haven't heard anybody in a while use the word physical auction. So can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we know that the auction space is changing. The way auctions come to market is even changing. But at the end of the day, you need a place to take these cars a lot of times, right? I mean, sure, in today's world, lower volumes, you talked about the chip shortage, Jay. We are seeing a lot fewer cars transiting our system right now at this moment. There's just a shortage of them. So dealers are keeping trades that they would never dream of keeping. Leases aren't coming back as quickly. Rental cars are staying in the fleet longer, all of that stuff. But in a normal year where you're selling 17 million new cars and 40 million used cars across the ecosystem, you got to park a lot of cars for a period of time, not to mention find a place to clean them up in a cost-efficient way en masse. The auto auction is the best place to do it. And that is a big honking parking lot. Trying not to curse. It's after 10 o'clock my time. I could use more colorful, salty language.
It's allowed this late, right?
Absolutely.
And beyond the show.
But yeah, I mean, and listen, I was in Kansas City last week, big promotional sale. America's Auto Auction brought in a huge act, set up a sound stage, had a great concert, thousands of people there. They sold over 2,000 cars in the course of 2 days through 6 lanes. Big honking physical auction. But there were times in certain lanes during the sale where I looked around and there's an auctioneer doing the chant and there's stuff going on. There's people on the block and there's TV screens and there's not a bidder in the lane because they're on the internet and they're watching the auction. And so there's one version of where the physical auction is still very much a real thing, but the buyer might be coming from the internet. There's also channels that are completely virtual, dealer to dealer channels that the car never moves. But there's still, I think, a long tail of need and demand for the physical auto auction world.
You just give me a visual of like pandemic sports where it's all TV screen people in the audience. Is it like that yet?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for a bunch of cardboard cutouts of bidders in the link, but that could raise some ethical questions,
I'm just sad that I was at the auction and you were at the auction and we didn't see each other.
You were there, Ty?
You guys didn't connect while you were there?
Where was that hot dogs in lane 8?
I was in lane 6. They don't have lane 8. No.
I'm so
and
sorry.
I know which lane you're talking about too, by the way. The one where nobody's there but everybody's bidding, that's lane 1, right?
That's exactly where I saw it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great auction. The people, Doug, I always forget his last name.
Doug Dahl.
Doug Dahl. Steve, the assistant manager. And then you start going down all the way to the people that check the cars in and check the cars out. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever caught my Friday show where I'm literally talking to these people and they know the percentage of the sale, how many cars were ran. They know they know their job. They engage, and I'm like, so do you like working here? I love it. And they love it. And you can feel it.
Family.
Right?
Yeah.
That auction, I don't know. Doug has done an amazing job, and I love that guy. I love that auction. But I'm
Very cool place.
So, Jay, what do we got going on?
Well, perfect segue, because here we go. Camera one. Get ready. Oh, wait. No, Matt's not here. Okay, so let me invite Matt. We'll go ahead and switch to camera 6, which is the live chat. And let's get Matt up in here. Matt Arias is with America's Auto Auction. And truth be told, I just finally got to connect with Matt this morning. Is he, let's see, do I have this right? Is he VP of, who knows this? Does somebody know this?
Matt
Assistant
is
VP
the
of
tail wagging the dog.
Right, right. Tail wagging the dog. That's what it says on LinkedIn. He's elusive. All right. Well, he'll be with us. Gator Audio. Gotta add Matt to this conversation. Yeah. Well, mind reader. Well placed. In fact, while we're waiting, we do have a question. Silvermint says, does the auction disclose any repairs, mechanical, body work, or whatever else?
I can take it, or Becky can take it, I'm guessing.
You go ahead, Jeff.
So there's definitely announcements on the block, and the auction works with the seller of the car to figure out what those are. Some are required by NAAA, the National Auto Auction Association standards. But I think the behind the scenes thing is you want to announce as little as possible on a car without it coming back to bite you later. And the whole point is to do great recon and great repairs in the car so that it's not a problem later. And you don't, unless there's something that's just still wrong with the car, you don't have to announce it.
It's a great answer and a great question, because we go ahead and ride the third rail live. Matt Arias is now live with us. Matt, will you please say hello to Tuesday Night, the audience, and tell us a little bit more about you, and away we go.
Hello, and thanks for having me on. I'm Matt Arias. I'm the Vice President Operations and Compliance for America's Auto Auction, and the co-chair for the National Auto Auction Association Standards Committee, and the co-chair for the International Automotive Remarketers Alliance, the IARA standards. And I help with all the training for the inspections and the arbitration, and basically the ARB guy.
No, the ARB guy. That's
yeah.
And a podcaster.
Oh yeah. We started a podcast called Arbitratable. It's still very, very, very new. So we're banking some episodes.
But
nice.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
ARB. You said ARB. What does that mean? What are you talking about, Ty? What are you talking about, Matt?
Well, I affectionately say ARB. We in the industry, we have some slang, of course, like any industry, but in the world of arbitration, we shorten it to ARB, and then we make it a verb. Can I ARB this? Can I ARB that? And then arbitratable, which is not a word, but we love that word. So hence the name of the podcast.
And arbitration, that's pretty simple, right? It's really straightforward, easy.
Yeah, I mean, it really is if you argue off the merits of the transaction, but then you start throwing emotion in there, and you start throwing in positions, and of course, everybody's got a view, right, and the polarized opposites between I want to save every nickel on a car, and I want to, make every nickel on a car, and it boils down to the disclosure and how, like I said, the merits of the car. Arbitration can get very, very sticky.
Hey, I bet Matt would probably understand Matt, one of my sayings that I use all the time on the Friday show is love the dealer. You know what I mean, don't you? Well,
there's love everybody, right? And you want to pay that respect to the transaction, and you want to get sideways because it really falls into this role. I have an ARB, and then no, you don't. Well, then it's about your product or service from an auction point of view. No, it isn't. Well, then I don't like the way you're talking to me. And that's what that love the dealer kind of comes into play there for you. But, and then if not, then it's insert corporate executive name here, from an appeal to authority situation. But we try not to, and I say we as an auction whole, we try to do the right thing, make sure that people are standing behind the stuff that they're selling, disclose everything that they need to disclose. And that's why we have the arbitration policy. And then, of course, on the buy side, we want that person to know what they're buying. And obviously, if there is a problem, we can resolve it hopefully quickly and equitably.
So this slides over. This is how we're going to slide this. We always got to somehow tag transportation. So here's my take, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I bought a car. Let's pretend. We'll do pretend land. I'm a dealer.
Okay.
I bought the car online. I bought 10 of them.
Cool.
I gave
Thank you.
Ty. Called Ty. Ty's going to transport them back home for me. So Ty does a lot, right? But anyway, I didn't really get to see the cars, so I went ahead and did a PSI. What's a PSI?
Post-sale inspection. Good for you.
Okay, now
Awesome.
what is a PSI? How much does it cost? What does it have to do with transportation?
Well, ideally, a post-sale inspection is something that the buyer can purchase, tail end of the transaction, and it's similar to a pre-sale inspection where it's that certification of powertrain, structural, flood, and any other particulars that an auction may add to that. But that basic post-sale inspection is that if in the event that the vehicle passes, they'll give it a warranty or guarantee period, 14 days, whatever the case is. And so where that really has some appeal to the buyer is if the transport timeline is somewhat unknown, or you want to have some sort of extra recourse, you're taking the seller out of it. And now the auction's on the hook if they pass the vehicle. And if the warranty period from an arbitration point of view is only say 7 days for structural or 210 for the simulcast timelines, now you have an extra 4 days, which really helps. So, and a lot of auctions are getting away from that 14-day time period from a fixed bid online platform and going back to the NAAA's 2 days within verified receipt of the vehicle, not to exceed 10 days timeline. So it's really tough. You can't sit on a car for longer than 2 days. Sale day is number one. So you've got 10 days, and that's pretty tough. So having that extra assurance is muy bueno.
It's a big win. So that's why here's the takeaway for you car haulers out there. When you get the phone call, where is my car? And you can feel heat coming out of that phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason, and it's not.
Well, and ideally, we know the difference between transportation damage or what's fresh or whatever the case is, and there's a data trail before the car shows up to the auction. There's one during, and there's going to be one after, and I think all of us will know this from writing condition reports, or using IMS as an intermediary. There's going to be data on that, and so now a lot of auctions are looking at that, and saying, did this happen? Did this damage occur in transit? And ironically, tie down damage is one of the biggest ones. So there's that.
Huge. Well, I've got a great idea for you guys. I want to tell Doug about it, but I think my idea is, and I got this from Scott Cole.
Oh yeah. Good.
He used the word on a show one night. He said, it's a chain of custody deal. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, you're right. So the transport guy, he doesn't want to go into the auction and find the cars, right? There, look at that, chain of custody.
That's what I was thinking,
Joe. I'm thinking, I like Black Widow because they're friends of mine, but wouldn't it be cool if we could get all the pictures, Black Widow pictures as we're pulling out? Dude, they talk about nobody's going to argue with that thing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, I think documentation is key.
Yeah.
The condition report comes with pictures, lots of pictures. And you think about frequency of the damage from a transport. Most of it's undercarriage, and I love Black Widow too, but the 28-degree angle is not going to grab that undercarriage. And the companies that do pictures on the undercarriage, with all the skirting and all the stuff that's underneath the vehicle, it's really hard to see the actual goodie that you're going to hook a J-hook to, or whatever the case is, tie down. I get it. Ideally, and per policy, the whoever's transporting should do some sort of walk around or have something. And I know most transport companies have an inspection platform or program. I know conditionreports.com, they've got a pretty cool setup for transporters. I don't know if it's still in beta or whatever the case is, but I saw it when I was supporting one of my locations, Baton Rouge, a couple of years back, and I played around with it just as I like those guys. But documentation's key. You got to document all the big ugly stuff, and I think that's the whole evolution of the CR anyway. I mean, that's kind of how it all started.
So Matt just said something that I thought, are you kidding me? Then I stopped for a minute. I thought, no, it's probably true. People are still using chains to transport cars. Is that what I heard?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've seen it all, and whether chains are still a big deal, and it boggles my mind. And there's a transport lot area, staging area, and all these auto auctions, and it's funny. You see all these little pieces of the car that have been pulled out to expose some of these, holes and stuff to tie down, and they don't necessarily get put back in the car. And I could walk around and I got all these little rubber pieces that would be in the BMWs and the Mercedes and this and that, and there they are. And somebody hooked a chain right in a spot where they probably shouldn't have hooked a chain. So
yeah, and then they see. So what we're talking about, anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, underneath the car there are these holes, and they're kind of oblong, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to put them up there, and they have double plated, so there's a piece of steel there, so when you put that chain in that hook, it doesn't rip the aluminum, right, or sheet metal. So
right.
What guys do is that don't know what they're doing is they put that chain, that hook, in the sheet metal / aluminum, and they crank it down, and hey, I did it, it's good. Well, when you get where you're going, it'll leave a rip underneath the car, the sheet metal, aluminum, whatever it is, about that long. That's about 6 to 8 inches long. Now, the bad news for the transport guy, he doesn't know this yet, but he just bought that car because he just called frame damage, right?
Right. So you measure where the tear starts to where the tear stops, and that's typically the rule. And anything more than 1 inch of damage is, especially in a unitized structure with that 18 gauge steel. And to your point, you've got that double bonded or bonded sandwich material. And some areas are a lot stronger than others, but these holes are made for, obviously measuring the vehicle as it's in production, and, it's spots for the jig and all that stuff. And it's just not made for that kind of stress. And if you think about how much pressure is being put on there, when we pull frames in a collision point of view, it's 13 tons worth of force being pulled. And you think about in transit, all that moving and shaking and everything that's going along with that, you could expect almost 9 tons worth of pressure on that. It'll zipper a frame really easy.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I could talk to Matt.
Wow, that was awesome. So camera one, John, you're next. We're going to add you to the conversation. So here we go. Here comes a click and a doorbell, and the live chat's going crazy. Everyone's high-fiving in the alleyways. That was amazing. And there's a future show here, Matt. So get a pencil and write our names down, because we got
Matt. What Matt knows, Matt could easily be the tie of this world, because that I've dealt with, not Matt, but the arbitration guy at every auction, and the story's unreal. I mean, he could go. I promise you, he could talk for days.
Yeah, I teach arbs.
Yeah.
So, John Robertson is here. John, thank you for taking the time. Please say hello to the Tuesday night and tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, thanks for bringing me on board. My name's John Robertson. I'll go by JR with Ship Your Car Now. And I'm in my work clothes today, guys. You'll appreciate this. I was out loading cars out at the M1 Speedway today. I try and get out whenever I can. Whenever there's a pickup in my local area, I try and go out and actually watch the car get loaded. Tire straps, wheel straps, guys. No chains, no hooks, no frames. Let's go. Wheel straps all the way. So it was a lot of fun, and I can tell you I've been through every one of those stories, Matt. I hear you. I've seen them all, and, I've had the battles of, I just went through one where the fin was missing off the top of a Traverse or something like that, right, where they had the little sport fin on the back of the coupe. Carrier damage, right? I mean, who else takes those fins off? Nobody but a carrier. my carrier, amazing, pictures from auction came without a fin.
Oh, great. Good.
So, it's, but you wouldn't believe what a struggle it is, not to just jump right in here, but you wouldn't believe what a struggle it is sometimes to get carriers to take pictures of vehicles before they put them on their car, before they put them on their hauler. It's amazing. And I got to give a little shout out to Super Dispatch, because I typically do, because they're my boys and girls. And I will tell you, they have a wonderful program. They have a wonderful little button I can click when I'm dispatching something to a carrier through Super Dispatch that says, include a picture package. And that carrier actually gets that app. That Super Dispatch app actually has the ability to take those pictures of that unit. Now, it's not a full-on Black Widow kind of, super inspection, but it's enough to cover the basics. Mm-hmm. And it makes a big difference. And I don't know what it is about our industry why, if I'm out there driving every day, I'm taking pictures to cover my own. I mean, we were moving a high-end vehicle from Eckham today, and I took pictures of the thing, and it wasn't even mine to make sure it was good, but it was, you just want to make sure everything's in place. So, yeah, that's my spiel on that particular topic. To keep the segue rolling for you, Jay. I didn't want to mess up the progress. You and Ty were doing such a great job of segueing from box to box here.
And you picked up the microphone and ran with it, and I appreciate that. And you crushed it last Tuesday night. So
well, we had fun. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of our team on the chat. We talked to a lot of people, met a lot of good people. Circle back around to IARA. We're looking forward to meeting a lot of good people there.
Oh yeah.
I personally, it's just gonna be great to get back to the conference. We did Digital Dealer. We did CAR. You and I got a chance to catch up. We hadn't seen each other in whatever, year and a half since the last conference, Jay, and we finally got to see, and I finally got to meet you, Ty, so that was cool, meet you in person. But, getting back out there, I'm looking at the list, as we was getting ready for the show here tonight, I'm looking at them going, oh, guys from Auction Edge are going to, my guys from Dealers Auto Auction are going to be, oh, that's great. Oh, I'm going to get to meet Matt from America's, it's like, wait a minute. And, I'm working with some of the guys over at AutoIMS. I get to meet Joe Miller while I'm out there. This would be great. So, it's just, I'm super excited about seeing the people that I have been seeing that, and when you talk and you work and you interact with a lot of people during this whole pandemic period and stuff like that when there weren't conferences, that it's just the nature of the business. We all had to go on. But at the same time, there's just certain people you just didn't get a chance to. And so now these live events, which I think are pretty powerful, get us a chance to do that again. So we're geeked about it. I've got people at the IARA. I've got people at the NIADA across the street. We're going to be San Antonio bound for the week. So
awesome. All right. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah. What? Did I cut somebody off? No. All right. All right. Then here's what I'm going to do. All right, live chat. You asked for it and you got it. It's Martin Romjue of Bobit Business Media. He's here. Wait a minute. He's here? Center Square. Martin Romjue.
Martin.
What is happening, Martin? Please say hello. Now he double checking his audio and tweaking the reverberators and making sure, because it's like a rock concert, got to make sure the guitars are tuned and the drum cymbals are good. Martin, can you see us and hear us okay?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can see you.
You can see me. I can't see myself, and that's always. Oh, there we go. That's always scary.
There we go. Yeah, no, exactly. It's always scary.
I wasn't expecting that particular background.
Well, you can change it anytime. We're live. I'll tell you what. If you want to, I switched to camera 1. I can get the clapper out again. We can roll again. We can tell the sound guy to go ahead and change the reels. And going once. Going twice.
Martin, where are you from? What do you do?
Well, I'm with Bobit Business Media, and I am the editor of Vehicle Remarket and also the editor of Charged Fleet. And I also work with the Conference of Automotive Remarketing. I seem to have a technical issue here. I think
That's cool. You're good. And though that's what's so fun about it. I mean, we're live, and everybody, what's neat, you know what's cool, Martin? Everybody before you went through this, Becky's butterflies were off the charts about 45 minutes ago. And then we threw Joe into the frying pan. Bam! Hot grease going everywhere. And then Matt had to come in and explain what arbitrations were. We threw John in front of the transport truck with the chains and the damage. And now you're here. So it's part of the fun. And that's what's great about live events.
And I got to the bottom of what the problem was. I was looking at myself on the actual YouTube feed instead of the Zoom screen. So now I'm comfortable.
Oh, that would be disconcerting. Can
now,
you say disconcerting? Yeah, that would be.
It's like time travel, right, Martin?
I feel so much part of the Brady Bunch now. So
that's awesome. That's so cool. So, and Martin, all right, so we met you at CAR.
Yes.
And you are, so Vehicle Remarketing, vehicleremarket.com, you're editor of that as well. You do a lot of things.
Right. I'm actually a editor or a content director in the fleet division of Bobit Business Media. So I work with several of the magazines and the brands. And the two outlets that I exclusively work with are Charged Fleet and Vehicle Remarket. And then I'm also going to be planning the Conference of Automotive Remarketing in 22, which is next March. Wow. And this background I have here, the off-peak, it's a little bit premature, but we want to start a video series that's dedicated to EVs. It's called the off-peak. And that of course refers to when it's the best time to charge electric vehicles. So whenever I can find content that overlaps electric vehicles and auctions, then I kind of hit pay dirt and I make the most of that. And I certainly look forward at IARA to hearing the discussions about EVs and how the industry needs to find standards to properly assess them and value them.
So you're super tuned in to the afternoon on Thursday with Steve Greenfield, right? That's an EV specific panel. Ty.
Well,
that's right.
I was kidding a minute ago when I asked Martin, who is he and where is he from? I met Martin, a funny story, because Martin was the first guy I met in Vegas. I walked up to him and I was so excited to be there and started talking about Black Widow for probably 30 minutes without taking a breath. Right, Martin?
That's right.
Anyway, really enjoyed getting to know Martin, and I can't remember your friend, your what was the guy there? Was it Chris? No.
Right, and I don't think I met him or.
Anyway,
that's the funny thing about trade shows. You can't meet everybody.
Yeah, you can't meet everybody. But anyway, Martin has really been great to get to know, especially at the conference. But one of the things that we're excited about with Martin is to learn more about this off the peak. So what is that again?
It's a video series that we're going to start dedicated to electric vehicles. And in fact, I'm going to be looking for people in this industry to be part of panels and to interview about the whole used market that will be developing for EVs, because we've kind of seen the first wave of them, but not many of them are quite used yet. They're still mostly new, and the owners are using them for the first time. So there's a lot of potential there to talk about that market and to bring information to people.
And who was it that was talking about used market? I'm thinking Paul Machine, but was it Paul or somebody else? Just the challenges in the ownership and the batteries. It's almost like it's a sister market. Yeah. Was it Paul?
Yeah, that was Paul. But yeah. Here's where we got a good segue. Matt's over here about ready to come out of his seat, because Matt, I want to know how the heck the transport guy is going to deal with these things when they're dead out in the parking lot.
Well, that's a big issue, and I know a lot of auction companies are making that investment on chargers, charging stations on the property, in the customer parking lot, and quite possibly, they're going to have to accommodate. But they have chargers aftermarket where you can charge for 15 minutes, get 100 miles out of it. And from an auction point of view, vehicles don't get that kind of mileage while on property, right? It's maybe 2 or 3 miles, if that. So that's something we can do to help. But I'll tell you, at the IARA Wednesday morning, 8:30, we're combining the NAAA Standards Committee meeting and the IARA Standards Committee meeting. And we're going to be talking about, one, arbitration policy, but kind of some positions on how we're going to handle EVs. And we already kind of have the hybrid stuff licked, but the EVs in, the battery life as a disclosure, all of it's going to be discussed. So it's going to be a pretty cool deal that whole week. Greenfield's deal is going to obviously kind of high level stuff, but I want to get into the weeds about how we're handling these things at auction, and then of course the safe handling of them. But really, what are the disclosures? What are sellers really going to be telling buyers that are going to buy an EV? What do they need to know that we can do across the board, scale up and down. It's easy for the inspectors to figure out and go from there. And I think I have an idea, but I'd still like to hear from the world about it. So,
well, I think you just talked yourself into an appearance on the off peak. So I'll be following up
yeah,
with you.
anything I could do to help. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think he was raising his hand for that anyways.
I did. Also, I was saying hi to everybody, but also yes. Yeah, sure. I get myself into more committees that way.
Joe Miller, what do you hear about EV and auction? Is that even a topic for you guys?
Very little so far, but waiting for the onslaught. I keep my ears to the ground, not only with the auctions, but as much or more with the consignor base. So whether it's a bank writing loans on the car, or whether it's Donlin or Lease Plan putting cars in fleets or rental cars, whatever it is. I know they're out there. Just not seeing a ton of major issues come up about them yet, but it's coming, right? We know it's coming.
And yeah, from the transport side, we've dealt with a couple issues. I mean, from the initial Teslas when they came out years ago, and storing a couple hundred of those, or I think at one point we had 500 to 1,000 of them on the ground in Michigan in the 0-degree temperatures, right? We had a special way they had to be parked. We had a special lot attendance. We had a special routine. We had to get out there. They needed to be charged. You kill a battery at that point. That battery was dead. It needed to be replaced. There was no recharging it from zero. So it was a pretty stressful situation to try and, put those things on a lot and to stage them for shipment. So that was a huge mess. And now, the big trucks are all going green. So now we're running into a whole nother issue where, a lot of things that are 22, 24, 26 feet long box trucks and things like that you see, the bigger FedEx, the bigger UPS, the bigger Amazon trucks, typically driveway services are the least expensive way to move those from point A to point B. Well, that's not necessarily an option when your range is only 200 miles on that thing. Now I've got to try and get it on a truck. So now there's a whole nother issue of what kind of truck can I put a high roof 3500 on that I'm going to be able to fit more than one on at a time and get any sort of a cost benefit out of shipping that vehicle versus just paying through the roof because you're dedicating a single unit to a single truck. So there's a lot of transport issues coming with the EVs, and it's going to change the pricing models. It's going to change the carriers. From my perception, the trailer manufacturers have not adjusted yet at all. I haven't seen any of the big guys come out with, hey, here's our EV trailer. I may just have missed the memo, so I won't say they didn't do that yet, but I haven't seen it yet. So this is a up and coming thing for us. We're not seeing it on used yet, but we're seeing it on the new ones for sure.
Well, here's a good one for Becky. Becky, do you clean an EV different than you clean a gas combustion?
Absolutely.
Are you?
Absolutely.
It's kind of being a smart aleck, but look.
You were
Right.
smart.
Well, she got you on that one.
Wow. You got to clean an EV different?
I mean, not
too?
the inside, but yeah, when you're looking at under the hood and all of the different aspects that go into it. And, we see it depends on the location. Some locations there's a lot more EVs than others. So it depends on the location, and you've got to make sure.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
Where do you see more EVs?
In the West, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely in the West.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
on the West Coast. Go ahead.
You really do have to clean them different?
Well, yeah, you just have to treat the cars differently. I mean, everything is different about them. So, like I said, on the inside, it's not as much of an issue, but yeah, you have to, I mean, you just have to be aware of all of the different electrical components and everything that goes into it. So you can't just spray everything down like you would.
You can't leave anything on. And there's
No,
some
and
models.
You can't leave anything on.
There's
And you
some
have to make
models
sure
you can't
it's
even leave the
charged.
keys near the car because
Right.
the keys will actually discharge the vehicle if the keys are too close to it.
Yeah.
There's some tricks out there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And sorry, but yeah, I mean, that just brings in, you know, I mean, that's a whole different training. You know, you have to train everyone differently, and I mean, there's a lot that goes into it.
What kind of can did you open, Ty? I didn't know the can was that big.
As Becky's talking, I'm looking down at Matt, and Matt's doing this like,
yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, to Becky's point, I mean, washing the vehicle, you know, with pressure washing, you really got to be mindful of the ports, the vents, and of course, obviously you're fouling up that battery pack. Painting, you can't bake at a certain temperature now.
Right.
Pushing the vehicle on property, you overcharge the capacitors. You know, there's the lithium ion, lithium iron. You know, when it catches fire, it burns white hot. So it's tough. You assume the vehicle's always on. Managing the salvage side of it, just on an inspection, you know, the orange cables, you know, we always joke that, you know, only the new person gets to touch those, you know, as a goof, but you really got to watch that because you always assume the car's on, you know, chalk blocking the vehicle to make sure it doesn't jump. And while you're it's in the bays, whether it's mechanic shop, paint, body, detail, whatever, there's a lot that goes into this.
And it's a different mindset. I mean, you know, everyone is learning, and we're having to kind of evolve with it. So
so that, I mean, I didn't realize that, but now I'm starting to think like of all the things that could go wrong in
right
the world.
Which is pretty much your job as the transporter, is thinking, oh, man, that could go wrong, that is going wrong, that was going wrong. The whole thing's messed up.
That really is interesting. I think that might be the gold nugget of the show right there. You got to clean an EV different. That's impressive.
That sounds like a future show. Hey,
I think you just have to treat it different all the way around. I mean, like you said, even transporting it, it has to be treated differently than what we're used to.
Are we missing anybody, Jay?
All right, so I'm so glad you asked. All right, so here comes camera one, and then we'll cut to the chat. Here comes Dave Sutton. Dave is like, really? Man, I thought, but I didn't know. And here's the thing. Okay. All right. Full disclosure. I overloaded the show, but I wanted to, you know, that I thought that'd be the proper pre-party to the biggest show in San Antonio, Riverwalk. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Sutton of Montway Auto Transport is with us. Dave, can you see us and hear us okay?
I can see and hear you fine. How's things on your side?
Very good. Very good. Please say hello and tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, you know, I've been going to these, when we talk to trade shows or automotive remarketing, I had time while I was waiting in the green room here for 17 years. And so, you know, I may be the oldest guy on the call. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to have to talk about that. But, you know, I've worn a few different hats. You know, I worked with GM for 14 years, worked on vehicle development, worked on a leasing strategy. After that, I worked doing consulting with a spinoff of GM, ended up back with Volkswagen, ended up being the used car strategy guy, working with Volkswagen Credit, Audi Financial Services, and then an icon in the auction industry, Tom Knebla, who was the only auction manager for Volkswagen North America. He retired and had a great retirement. And I raised my hand and said, man, I'd love that job because I love the auctions. And, you know, we sold, you know, this little team, and my team was awesome. And it was US and Canada. This little team of, there were about 35, 40 of us. We sold $2 billion worth of cars a year. It was crazy. Wow. And then, you know, after doing that, I had a chance to work for Carfax for a decade. And then recently, about, a little more than a year ago, I had the opportunity to join Montway. So I said, well, transportation, man, I'm sure I didn't do that too well when I was a consignor because I didn't really understand it. And the thing that's been really interesting for me is I'm back on a learning curve. Here I am in my late 50s, an experienced industry veteran, but I love being on a learning curve. And so one of the things that I realized is, as I've been taking notes, learning from a great group of colleagues at Montway Auto Transport, is I was going through all these notepads and all these notes, and I started writing the notes. I said, I got to keep track of this. And guess what? Here's a warning. We're turning those notes into a framework for another module for the Certified Automotive Remarketing Program, because it really doesn't address transportation as well as it should. There's so much to know about the transportation business that I think if auctions understood it better, if consignors understood it better, they'd be better customers and partners and consumer of those services. And I think transporters, this show is a great show because transporters are really getting a good education about the other parts of the marketing industry. So those are the things that are kind of bouncing around my head as I listen to this show. Great show. Looking forward to seeing several of you in San Antonio next week. If not there, we'll see you in Vegas. If I see you in Vegas, you need to go hiking with Montway. We're going to take a bunch of folks out hiking. We promise we've never lost anyone. We tried to lose Joe, but he found us, so we had to bring him back. But
you only have to hike faster than Dave. And it's not hard.
Joe,
Yeah.
were you on the hike in Vegas, Joe?
I was. I survived a round of golf when it was 117 degrees, so I figured a hike at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's only going to hurt for a little while.
Wow. Kudos. Yeah. All right. Well, Dave,
yeah. What are you seeing out there, Dave? What are you hearing right now?
Well, the number of cars that have had to be moved, when you talk about a car shortage, dealers trying to find cars, I'm a data guy. So I bring that element to Montway. It says, okay, if the car's being sold here, where's it being retailed? And we've seen that gap, that distance of the number of miles a car goes from where it's wholesaled to where it's retailed growing, which is great for us. Because if it's a local, 120 miles, chances are there's some local carriers and some relationships who are kind of doing the milk run. But if it goes farther than that, it really opens it up for companies like Montway, who could bring up maybe a different group of carriers to move those cars. So we love the online auctions, the physical auctions, and the cars are just you have to go farther to find the car you want. And then chances are you need to bring it back to your store or who's ever looking for it to be retailed. And so we have a home delivery widget as well. So for us, we love this scarcity thing for some parts of our business, but other parts of our business, such as all the work we do with rental cars, that business is down, but I'm sure it will come back in a year or so when that stabilizes.
That's interesting because I thought I heard you say you're a data guy, you look at the numbers, the data, and what you're seeing, can you quantify that as far as a timeline? Is that 6 months, a year since the pandemic, pre-pandemic, that the miles are getting farther? Is that what you said?
Well, we only have, our data points aren't long enough to show the trend. But if you were to guess, you've been around for a while, and this won't be on the Tuesday show, I'll give you the answer now, is what percent of the cars sold at physical auctions travel more than 140 miles? What percent would you say?
82.
No, not that high. It's about 50%.
Ah.
They're still being sold locally. Now, the data that I don't have is for the pure online auctions, and I think that distance could be even farther.
Yeah, that I could see going farther. So the reason I wanted to kind of off of what you said, so Jay and I spend a lot of time following these car guys and their stories. And so I think it was Paul Machine, probably maybe 3 to 6 months ago, came out with the perfect storm. And in that perfect storm, I understood it to sound something like this. If you're a car dealer, you should start trying to buy cars out of driveways where you live. That's what I thought I heard. And I would think that would kind of that 100-mile that you're talking about. I don't know, but you do POV or personal vehicles also, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing about Montway, because our core is more with consumer moves for moving and reload for individuals. We're just really getting started in the B2B sector. Okay. But the cool thing is, we have 15,000 carriers who really do a great job with single unit moves. And now that the market is so fragmented, and it'd be great if you could go to the auction and buy 2 truckloads of cars. I mean, dealers who might be listening says, yeah, I remember that. That was a long time ago. We could do that. You just can't find them now. So you have to buy one here, one here, one here. And, that works out great for Montway because we're great at single unit moves. So different companies are going to respond differently. But if you can keep consumers happy, you can keep consignors happy.
Oh man, yeah. If you can keep retail consumer happy, you knocked it out of the park. Good job.
On that note, final guest. Are you ready? Ron. Okay, let's go to camera 1. Ron Hope, president of CARS Recon. Here we go, Ron. The spotlight is on center stage. Ron is behind the curtain, coming down the stairway. He's got to go around the snacks. And here he is at the front door. Join us in the live chat, if you will, please. Center stage, we have Ron Hope, president of CARS Recon. And he's just like everybody else, has to go through the ritual of checking the dial. Is the audio, the video, the guitar pedal? Is it on the flange?
Hey Matt, what do you see on the moves? In correlation to what Dave's saying, what are you seeing, Matt? Oh, there's Ron. Sorry.
And pause on that question, Ron. Can you see us and hear us? Okay.
Well, I can hear you fine. I can see some of you. Hang on,
Right,
I'm amazed that I could do all that.
You made it.
I did. Dave, I got you beat by about 20 years as being the oldest one.
Well, I said on the call at that point in time, it was implied. So welcome.
Well,
Ron.
I know, and I'll go with that. My name is Ron Hope. I'm president and founder of CARS, Capital Automotive Reconditioning Services. My background is when I was young and had dark hair and could dance, and actually I could never dance. But anyway, I started with Chrysler Corporation, part of Stamping and Assembly Division, managing a prep center. So if you ever had a Chrysler product in the late 60s or early 70s, at the prep center, we had a lot to do. After, if we got all the pieces from the factory, we were pretty happy about it. But in the auction industry for the last 35 years, and both with a company that no longer exists, American Auto Auctions, which later became ADT Auctions, which was later then sold to Manheim. Also some time with Odessa, both in senior positions, vice president of dealer relations in Anglo and operations CEO in Odessa. Actually in 99, I went off to Europe. We'd done some work with British Car Auctions. And as the European Union was coming together, auctions then, because of tax laws and whatever, were allowed in Europe. Prior to that, because of the tax on the VAT, they weren't. And spent 3.5 years in Europe. Based in England, office at Blackbush there at BCA, and traveled the continent mostly as we were building auctions, and that old deal, if you build it, they will come. Well, they don't. It was quite a learning experience to get them. When I came back, decided to come back from Europe, 2002, and too old to get a job, so I started Capital Automotive, and we've been in business ever since. Ty, you asked the question of Becky about vehicles that we process. Pre-pandemic, and I have to qualify this as pre-pandemic, and we operate paint and body shops, mechanic shops, and detail shops. We were processing a little more than 5,000 cars a day, every day, through our network. The pandemic certainly took its toll, and I'm going to put the best face on it. We're adjusting from that, so to speak. But I'm in awe that you guys have put together, Ty and Jay and all of the group that is on this panel. The IARA has a great history. I was favored with, in its very early days in the late 90s, it was actually the brainchild of a guy by the name of David Langley. And in fact, David will be at the conference next week. But he was at the time the head of remarketing for Honda. He left Honda, but the IARA continued on for a year or so, and actually, I think was given birth in 2001 when it actually shows as being formed. But conversations occurred well into the late 90s, and the concept was exactly what's happening, and that is to bring together all elements of vehicle remarketing, be it transport or public relations or auctions or whatever, into a venue that conversations could be had and ideas shared, and hopefully something good come out of it. And I think it has over the years. Now, in Europe, and we happen to be members of the VRA, which is headquartered in England. That is the Vehicle Remarketing Association. It is the equivalent of the IARA. We're also members of NAMA, N-A-M-A, and that is the equivalent of the NAAA in Europe. And, we've talked briefly about the possibility of maybe engaging some of those folks in future shows that you would do. We're quite happy to organize that. And with that, I'll shut up because we've kept everybody awake late at night in the East Coast, certainly.
Oh, yeah.
But
okay, so I want to do this, Ron, before I forget.
I'm honored to be on the show.
And we're honored to have you.
Pardon?
I'm honored that everybody can make it. And I want you to do this. While I have the opportunity, while I have the note right in front of me, we're all going to wave and smile and do whatever for the family photo. The Auto Transport Intel family photo has become a tradition now on this channel. So here we go. Go ahead and wave and smile and laugh and be amazed and whatever it is that you do. Thank you so much for being a part of that. I've actually never announced the family photo smile and wave before, and I hope to continue to remember to do that. So thank you so much.
I look forward to seeing all of you next week.
Yeah, Ron, I'm going to definitely meet you. I'm excited about meeting you. Jay's told me a lot about you. Everybody that's on here, Becky, Joe, Matt, John, Martin, Dave, thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to us, Jay and I both. Your time is valuable, and I really do appreciate you guys. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you so much.
Great.
All right.
Yeah, it is super cool. Now, Ty, are you clicking off?
I'm pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah, I know that is true. Because
He said,
it's
"I'm
10
out."
o'clock. Pumpkin. We need a.
Hey,
I'll
I'm
be around
Pumpkin at 10
3:30 in the morning, okay, Jay?
Yeah, no, I know
We'll
you
pick
do.
it right back
I
up where
know.
we left
That's
off.
about the time I go to sleep. I gotta hang because I gotta celebrate. I've been working on this show all freaking day.
Well,
Actually, for
Penny-
days. Actually, this show is really hard to put together.
So, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
As Ty leaves, I'm gonna finish up. Ty, we'll see you soon.
Soon. Yeah,
All right,
we'll
see you soon. We'll just
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Ty. See you next week.
Bye, Ty.
See ya.
Bye, Ty.
Bye.
So Ty, I'll say this. So Ty will be live in San Antonio, and here's what we're gonna do. All right, you guys will all be there. I will not be there. What we're gonna try to do is this: Wednesday. We were talking to Black Widow today. We're gonna go live at noon with Black Widow for a few minutes. Ty will be. Black Widow's not going to be there either. They're going to be with me on the media channel. But what we're going to do is Ty's going to be there noon. The keynote starts at, is it 1:50 on Wednesday? I've been staring at this agenda all day long. Let's go to the website, shall we?
Yeah, it's 150.
1:50. All right.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, yeah, Martin and Becky, I've roped you both in to my plans. And so what we're going to do is so you go to IARA.biz, you click on the event, and then you launch the full agenda, which I've already saved as a PDF. And let's go to the PDF. Move that out of the way, and then let's change the tension on the kick drum. All right, so if we look at Wednesday, all right, and this is good too because we're really looking at, this is the event. This is actual information of the event. Keynotes at 1:50 on Wednesday. If we go live at noon, that's during the board luncheon. That'll be fine. So we're going to try to go live at noon on Wednesday the 25th, live from IARA with ATI. So if you see Ty with his phone, if any of you guys see Ty with his phone, he's live at noon on ATI. Please say hello.
Are you authorizing us to Zoom bomb, whatever we would call that?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Zoom bomb, by the way, Joe has just
I'll let you take over my
new
phone.
internet term. Well, Becky, you're going to be an additional correspondent. So is Martin. So we're going to have multiple people with their own open Zoom line. And there's Joe Zoom bombing multiple correspondents live.
Joe, I'm going to find you.
Oh, we will find each other.
I'll find you.
I need to dress colorfully on Wednesday.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
No, Joe, they're saying Zoom bomb, not Zumba. So make sure you dress.
Zumba. He wants you to do Zumba in the hallway.
No Zumba.
Lovely. I'm gonna Zoom bomb by Zumba,
Zumba.
and then go do sake bombs. I don't know. There's something there.
Great. I'm all about sake bombs. Here's I wrote ATI notes. You see the pads on the tables and the pens. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, jot down a few notes that you hear. Well, there won't be anything at noon, I guess. What happens Tuesday? Is there anything Tuesday?
No.
Not really.
No, I don't think so.
Committee meetings and stuff.
It's just
Oh,
some
wait,
at
wait,
6:30 Tuesday.
Yeah.
There's an appreciation dinner for committee chairs and co-chairs and the car grads.
But Matt has something to share. What's
Well,
going on?
that Tuesday night is the dinner for the committee chairs and the board and all that. But everything's pretty much Wednesday morning and Thursday.
Yeah.
But Matt, what's going on Wednesday morning?
Oh,
Matt?
yeah. Well, the standards committee meeting and the IARA standards. So both NAAA and IARA standards, we're going to 48 minutes of chat. I don't know the room yet, but it's the big one. And we're going to go through all things from pre-COVID to where we're at now. We got a lot of people that want to voice some opinion, both on the sales side and obviously the auction side. So we're going to try to record it and put it out on the Arbitratable podcast, and we'll share. Maybe you'll have me back on and we can talk more about what we went through. And the more people I think that are part of the audience in terms of the opinions and the policy, because this is everybody's policy, not just auctions. This is sellers, this is buyers. And the better it is, the more ruggedized it is with more input we have in it. And it is kind of a cat herding exercise. And I've been doing this a very long time, and it's tough, but doable. Get everybody
one of the morals of the story there is that the committee meetings are open. You can go. You don't have to be officially a part of any committee. You can just go.
Yeah, all you have to do is just laugh at my dumb jokes, and you're good.
I did not know that. The committee meetings are open? Yep. Right now, somebody's like, don't not say that. Jay will show up.
Who told everybody?
I bombed those as well.
But I think we owe it to the audience to just warn them that if you go into the room a non-committee member, you may leave a committee member. So just
we are looking for IARA.
You have been warned.
Yeah, we're actually looking for IARA standards committee members. Kind of bolster that. Doug Turner from Byrider is my co-chair, and he'll be there as well. And then my co-chairs, hopefully from the NAAA side of things, Eddie Amar and Darren Teague from Eddie Amar from Odessa and Darren Teague from Mannheim. Hopefully will be there as well. But if not, I got it.
I'd volunteer for that, Matt.
Ooh.
Okay, you're on. You're on, Ron.
Okay.
There you are.
He's on the committee.
I've always, those auctions that we do arbitration, I tell everybody, as long as everybody's equally mad, you probably got
you hit it right on the head. When I start polling people,
be happier than else, probably missed.
Perfectly said.
Sweet. Now, Martin, I know you said you're going to be very busy. You've got a lot on your plate. So whatever I can rope you into, great. You may not be available at that noon slot on Wednesday, and I am fully aware of that. So I didn't just hand you an assignment because I don't think I
will try
to do that. But if you can, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'll be in touch, and I'll certainly try.
And so then I was trying to figure out, and maybe we can figure this out live, what would be a good time slot on Thursday? I don't know. I actually don't know, and I need help to figure this out. Because you've got... let's see here. Can we add Dave? Yeah, no, I don't need to be on camera. You've got... By the way, 9:25. Okay, so there's a panel at 9:25, then there's a break, and then there's 3 back-to-back. 4 back-to-back? Oh, wait, there's lunch, but that's... And then lunch, you can't... I don't know. It may not be till the end of the day. Look at that. That's a full day. And then you got closing keynote at 3:20. Do you think it'd be possible to go live at 3 o'clock after the EV panel? What do you think?
You could do it, Jay. I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. I think people are going to want to hear Sandy and
I know. You're totally right.
And Jim at 3:20. So it just depends on how long you want to go live, but there will be some mingling towards the end of that day. The other thing is right after that, going into, if you scroll down a little bit,
oh, thanks. I can't go down any further.
You actually can't when you save that as a PDF. There's a little glitch in that. It flips around when you shrink it down, and you'll be able to see. But there's another event after that kind of glitches out.
Let's see if I got this off the website. Keep talking. And I'll see
the president's reception starts at 5. So if you were to go live right at 4:45, and then that could bleed well into the president's reception, because that's a very casual event, and the whole thing that might be like joining a cocktail hour with all the energy coming out.
You could do the red carpet. It'd be like the Hollywood premiere, right? You can interview people on the carpet as they come in.
Brilliant.
4:45 on Thursday, right? Did you say start at 4:45? 4:45 on Thursday.
Why not?
Right? Red
Right around there.
carpet? Right?
Right
We
around
got
there
red
somewhere.
carpet? All right, cool. I love it. The we got to get I don't know. Who's going to be the what's his name? He's on every red carpet. Can't think of his name. Matt Arias is going to be the red carpet host.
He's going to be doing his best Ryan Seacrest.
That's who I was. Ryan
That's who it
Seacrest.
is. I was
go.
trying to think.
Joe knew. Joe was like, I know what the
Just like,
answer
I got
is.
this.
Big Seacrest fan here.
He's not.
I'll just
He's
let
not
him
Joe.
twist in the wind for a minute. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, I love that idea. Okay, so Becky, you're a correspondent on the red carpet. Martin, you might be available for that. See how this works? Just rope them in live.
Jay, I hope I don't start talking to somebody and completely forget that I'm supposed to be on the red carpet.
And that's the challenge.
Strong possibility.
It is. It's possible. I am gonna so miss this event, but I feel like it's part of the natural evolution to go ahead and try and man a channel and do this. And there's more to come. Let's see. What other? And I want to end with this. We've got a great event next week. What do you have? What are you looking ahead to next? Do you have other events that you're already booking and arranging?
NAAA in September.
AAA.
Yeah, Chicago.
Amen. I'll be there. That's
Yep.
so we have lots
And
of
after that, used car week.
Dave's nodding on NAAA too. Is everybody nodding on
Oh, yeah.
NAAA?
Yeah, and you've got NAFA coming up at the end of August into September in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
There's a leasing conference in Jacksonville, I want to say in October as well.
Get out of here. What are those dates? Because
I don't know.
Ty's talking about an event in Florida in October.
Yeah, I'm giving a little chat on arbitration mitigation at this thing. So, I'm going to put everybody to sleep.
I want to know that date because I think Ty is talking about putting a little shindig together in actually Jacksonville in October.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll get you some dates.
So we'll do that. And then around the corner from that, there's, I think, Digital Dealers in October.
Digital Dealers, October 12th. Yep, it's in Vegas.
Right, John will be at that.
Yep. And then Used Car Week will be at the Red Rocks this year in November.
And that's another, right? That's the big party, right?
Yep.
The giant shindig at Red Rocks.
So the National Vehicle Leasing Association, that's October 13th through the 15th, Atlantic Beach, Florida.
National Vehicle
Leasing Association.
Leasing.
NVLA.
NVLA. All right, cool.
There's a special guest presenter whose jokes are the best.
Is unbelievable because I think he was talking about is the 15th a Friday?
I don't know.
We'll do right now, somebody's like, they're really doing their
calendars are
live?
hard. Calendars are hard.
Yeah, 15th Friday.
Oh my God! We're gonna be live with Cars on the Move in Jacksonville on October 15th. That's crazy. How cool is that? You saw it here. You heard it here first, live on Auto Transport Intel. Everybody, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks,
Great
guys.
being
Look
here.
forward to seeing everybody next week.
Great seeing you all.
See
Yeah,
y'all.
looking forward to seeing
All
all
right.
of you in person next week.
It'll be fun.
Awesome.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.
Safe travels and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you all so much. Wow. Then that meeting is over. That is camera one. Gosh. It is so hard to host a pre-show party knowing I'm not going to be at the party. This is a torture. But the goal is, my purpose on this is I want to try and stay here in Kansas City, stay in the chair, and man the channel. And I know, so we'll go live at noon on Wednesday, live at IARA on ATI on the YouTube channel. We'll go live on Thursday. We'll do that red carpet. And then maybe, hopefully, we can get another one or two random, sporadic live streams within that. Even if it's just those two, that'd be great. It's a great start, because I've gone to shows, I've gone live from shows, but I've never gone live at a show while I was still manning the channel with all my full PC faculty and whatnot. So that's the goal. As this channel continues to grow, there'll be more of that. And also, I don't think I said this. I think this is the first show where Ty will be there and I won't be there. So, but growing pains are a must, and we must grow and we must build. So I want to thank everybody so much for being on the show tonight. This was really fun. We had Becky Anderson, CARS Recon, Joe Miller, AutoIMS, Matt Arias of America's Auto Auction, John Robertson, Ship Your Car Now, Martin Romjue, Bobit Business Media, Dave Sutton, Montway Auto Transport, and Ron Hope, the president of CARS Recon. Thank you all so very much for being a part of the show tonight. I want to thank Black Widow Imaging. I want to thank SuperFlo Systems. I want to thank ViLOG Asset Tracking, Murphy Auto Transport, and AutoIMS. Thank you all so much. I also want to thank everybody that contributed in the Super Chat. Ty, thank you. Super Dispatch, thank you. John at Finest Towing Recovery, thank you. Mark at SuperFlo Systems, thank you. Chris Chamberlain, thank you. Victor, thank you. Thank you all so much for your participation and generosity and contribution to this channel. Thank you everybody for tuning in the live chat and saying hello. And thank you to the IARA. Thank you Tony Long and group for allowing us to attend the conference and be a part of it with media access. And this was really fun doing this pre-show. I hope to do more of it. I hope to do a post-show celebration, but we'll see what we can put together and do. So thanks everybody for being a part of the automotive community from the perspective of transport for a couple hours on a Tuesday night. Thank you all so much for doing that. It is time for me to run the car hauler. Thank you so very much. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody.